Hello and welcome to Guam High School, home of the Panthers. Just 2 short years ago, on September 29, 1997, Guam High opened its doors to Department of Defense students. In the next few minutes, we will show you where the school is at after 2 years and look at what still needs to be done to offer a world-class educational experience for Guam military dependents that other DoD schools are known for. Unlike many military dependents stationed at U.S. installations around the world, Guam High School students face many unique challenges, the first being the school facility itself. The building was not made for school or students. In actuality, Guam High was converted from a joint typhoon warning center into a high school. This year alone, more than 430 students are packed into this facility. Compounding this issue is the inconvenience students endure just getting to school. Before the school day even begins, DoD students from all over the island must travel up to 1 hour to get to school.
Our one bus stop has at least 30 people at it, and trying to fit onto one bus, there's no room. Some people even have to sit 3 to a seat, and then with the football players having their big old bags, they cannot have them in the aisles, so they have to sit them on their laps, and there's just no room, and it's crowded. And then going down all the bumps, and it takes at least 45 minutes to an hour just to get to school.
With the long bus rides, I know everyone on the bus is irritated.
Once students arrive to school, then they must contend with the congested hallways, stairwells, and classrooms, an environment both mentally and physically stressful to everyone involved.
What we have here is schools that were built in summer of '77. We have an office space that we convert into classrooms, and that's what we have. In a real world, given additional funds and the opportunity to build a purpose-built school, it would be a great opportunity for not only the kids and the staff, that we could do normal things that you do every other place. You'd have an opportunity to have student lockers. You'd have an opportunity to have nice, large hallways so kids can pass back and forth and stop and take time to visit with their friends. We don't have that space here. Kids have to get from point A to point B in a crowded hallway. We've got an up staircase, we got a down staircase. So there's not a lot of personal time built into this.
I have a small classroom. In my subject, social studies, we do a lot of group work, and I'm inhibited in how much I can do with that this year just because of space limitations. It doesn't allow the students to spread out. We also do a lot of team teaching, myself and the other social studies teachers, and it inhibits us with that because we can only fit a minimal number of students in the classroom. And that's a real problem because that doesn't allow the students to get information from other students in other classes. With test taking, of course, when it's crowded, you have the problem of monitoring it. You have the problem of students not having the proper concentration because their classmates are so close to one another. It makes the room hot despite the air conditioners and congested, which is just not conducive to an educational environment.
I sit in algebra class and I've got people sitting real close to me when I'm trying to study, and I get distracted whether or not they're having a conversation with someone else or they're just there. It's difficult for me sometimes, and it makes me get backed up on work.
While students from other DoD high schools experience their computer classes in an ideal environment, Guam High School students aren't as fortunate. Due to limited classroom space, there isn't enough room to set up computers for everyone in the classroom.
The kids that we're educating today need computer access for everything they're going to be doing in the future. And they need to have an individual access, not, buddied up with 3 or 4 people.
Other problems teachers encounter: limited storage areas for teacher supplies and additional curriculum materials. Teachers have to use valuable class time moving students down 2 levels to writing and internet research labs for technology needs. Classroom management and student monitoring for behavior and learning is made more difficult for teachers simply because walking about the classroom is nearly impossible with 24 bodies filling the small classrooms. The current facility is causing a definite strain on teaching and learning abilities.
It's a bit challenging right now because of the space that we're in. My students have a classroom that's not large enough to actually allow them free mobility so that they're able to get their equipment in an orderly manner and actually set it up in as efficient a time as possible, you know. So it takes a longer period of time to get the materials, get back to your seat, and also be very careful that they're not hurt in the process, because safety is a big issue in our science classrooms.
The information center should be the heart of the school, and right now it's in the basement, so it's hard for students to find the information center a lot of the time. If a new school was built, the information center can be built right in the center of the school and be better accessible to all the students and the faculty.
Classrooms aren't the only thing students and teachers are concerned about. Every day students find themselves in confined conditions during lunch hour. These used to be offices. Now it's been renovated into a makeshift cafeteria. Try cramming 430 students into these conditions on a daily basis.
Our lunch hour is very stressful. It's like split into 4 different periods, which are like 30 minutes. But our lines are so long that by the time you get your food and find a place to sit, it's like you have 5 or 10 minutes to eat. So, I mean, by the time you get there, you don't have any time to talk to your friends, any time to actually digest your food, and you're running off to go back to class.
In only 2 years, Guam High has established a strong sports program. The Panthers football team recently opened up their 1999 season with a 47-0 win over the JFK Islanders. Spirit in the school runs high despite the lack of facilities. For example, the high school is not equipped to accommodate more than 80 students comfortably in one specific area. Students must get on a bus and travel 25 minutes down the road to the Cameraman Charles King Gym in order to hold a pep rally. This means loading 430 students on 13 buses. Once the pep rally is over, students are then bused back to the high school. While school spirit is alive and well, it must be said that students should not be subjected to traveling so far to show enthusiasm for their school colors. One footnote, athletes participating in after-school sports programs have no place to store their gear. They must carry their equipment on the bus and keep it with them throughout the school day due to lack of locker space.
Well, if we had the proper facilities, it would be a lot easier for us. I mean, it would be a lot less stress for us, you know, having to carry our stuff back and forth from school and all that. You know, this way we store our stuff in just downstairs in a room. The other way, if we had like locker rooms, or if we had like a gym where we could, you know, put our stuff in. We even have to get on the bus dirty and stuff because we don't have showers and all that here.
I think compared to other schools that I've seen within the system, as well as the public schools here, they're definitely being denied, I think, a very important benefit and very important right to a gymnasium and to something where they can sort of call their own, you know, somewhere to work out, somewhere to practice freely and not have to worry about getting on a bus and traveling for 30 minutes to get to a gym to practice. So it also helps out with our home games. We don't have a gym for our home games, so we always end up having to, again, schedule things with MWR, and that runs into conflict with just, you know, many other programs that they may have. So we come into those same situations where there's conflict of interest, I guess, with MWR and with DoDEA Guam High School.
Our kids are great. They know that this is not a regular high school, but they've come here with a very positive attitude, and they've transferred that into student achievement and positive work in the classrooms. But at the end of the day, one of the things that they deal with, and I deal with, the staff deals with, everyone who works here, is an issue which may not seem like much to the regular folks that you work in an office or go to work, etc., is the area of personal space. We just don't have that much space. Kids have to get used to in that 6-hour time frame, 6.5 hours of being around other kids. You're bottled into an area that we're doing the best that we can. The kids are doing a good job. They've been great with us over these 2 years, so we go into the 3rd year. We have very, very few discipline problems. Teachers work with kids. We do the interactions. But over time, this is going to wear down on everyone.
As you can see, Guam High School teachers and students are faced with many different challenges daily. With proper funding for a new high school facility, students will be able to enjoy the same educational and extracurricular recreational opportunities as those in the continental United States and other military overseas locations. Top priority must be given in funding a new DoD high school on Guam. This will ensure students receive an education in a safe and healthy environment, mentally and physically. Remember, as we journey into the new millennium, our children's education today is our greatest asset for tomorrow. I'm Tech Sergeant Mark Fletcher. Thanks for your time.